I've come to a conclusion. I'm really sick and tired of hearing the endless whining about Donald Trump. No, that doesn't mean I'm sick of Trump per se, just the constant moaning from the political left who can't handle the fact that they lost. I honestly cannot go to a discussion forum or open up YouTube without somebody bawling their eyes out because Trump is the president of the United States. And newsflash for you special retarded snowflakes, he is your president, whether you like it or not. You lost. Get over it. Now, I'll be perfectly honest here. I voted for Trump, or to be more accurate, I voted against Hillary. I don't support Trump, but he was the lesser of the two evils when compared to the liberal lying pantsuited bitch. I hated Hillary's fucking guts. I really didn't want Trump to win. I just really wanted Hillary to lose. I wish there had been a better choice, but there wasn't. So we got, as we always do, the lesser of the two evils. And I really don't care if you think that's backwards, that Trump is the Antichrist and the world is going to come to an end, because at the end of the day, we had an election and Trump won the election by the rules set up in the Constitution, like it or not. See, that's really the problem. A lot of people who are freaking out are people who have grown up thinking they simply deserve a trophy just for showing up. These are the people who've never really faced loss. They don't know what it is, and they don't know how to handle it. They're so ideologically deadlocked in their thinking that the prospect of not being victorious is completely baffling to them. They can't even imagine it. I think largely that's because these people are, almost without exception, very young. The ones on YouTube weeping their little liberal tears have probably never voted before. They've built this entire election up as the most important thing that will ever be, and they're simply wrong. Once they get a little more political experience under their belt, they'll realize that it doesn't really matter who's in office, because both sides suck. And I figured this shit out decades ago. Seriously, the last candidate I actually voted for was probably Reagan way back in the day. And he was far from being the perfect candidate, and I still don't understand the complete adoration he gets from the political right. He did lots of things wrong, I think, just like every president we've ever had. But thereafter, I can honestly say that I've never voted for a political candidate. Not once. I've always voted against candidates. I've always had to vote for the lesser of the two evils, even if it was a close race like this one was, because there has been no candidates running from any party that were worth actually supporting. I've always had to hold my nose and vote for the one I detest less. Because let's be honest, these people should not be in Washington, period. Anyone that I'd actually support as a credible political candidate are not people who would actually ever run for these offices. I want someone who wants to serve the public good, not someone who's after power and money and ego stroking. Those are not people who should get this office, but they're the only ones who want it. And I think that's a serious problem. Nobody goes into politics to help people. They get into it to help themselves. No president goes in to do their best. They all want to have a legacy. They care about what people think about them, not whether they actually accomplished anything worthwhile while their butt was in the seat. The presidency should not be a popularity contest, and it's sad that that's what it's become. The problem, I think, is that the American people have no patience. They want all the good stuff right this minute, so they vote for people who promise the most free stuff immediately. Well, the reality might be that you can't have free stuff right now. You might not even be able to get free stuff ever. Maybe we have to work hard and build up our infrastructure so that better lives can be had down the road. Of course, you never have a political candidate telling the people that they'd never get into power. So politicians just lie. They say whatever it takes to get the most votes, whether any of it's true or not. Nobody wants to hear the hard truths. They only want to hear the comforting lies. And that's why I don't think we have any actual conservatives in this country anymore, at least not in the major parties, because actual conservatives would have to say that we need to buckle down, work hard, sacrifice, and earn all the good times, rather than just promise a chicken in every pot and a new car in every garage. The American people don't want to hear that they have to work. They want to think that they just get it all totally effort-free. And that's why we've become a welfare state. That's why we borrow money at the rate of more than $1 billion a day. Because nobody wants to deal with the fact that we should live within our means. That means cutting off the gravy train, and nobody wants that. So the major parties would rather promise milk and honey than hard work and responsibility. That's why the national debt is at nearly $20 trillion. Every taxpayer owes, in theory, more than $166,000 to pay that off. And nobody wants to hear that. They just want the good times to keep rolling and kick the debt down the road as fast as they can. You will never get a presidential candidate standing up in front of the American people that tells the truth, that maybe you just can't have it all. They'd never get elected that way. And that's why things keep getting worse. The fact is, while America can be and has been the land of plenty, it has also come with a lot of hard work. It has to. It doesn't work any other way. But nobody wants to hear that anymore. They don't want to hear that maybe they just can't get a new car every other year. They don't want to hear that maybe they just can't buy a new house once a decade. They don't want to hear that they can't have an average debt of $56,000 per person. They don't want to hear that if they want decent jobs in this country, they can't expect to just buy cheap Chinese crap at Walmart all the time. They don't want to hear that they have to save money for retirement. They just want the government to hand over a check every month and take care of them cradle to grave. These people are nuts. And it's not just the people on the left, it's the people on the right too. And that's why I say that there are very few actual conservatives out there anymore, because actual conservatives know how this shit works. They're not looking for a handout. They know that money doesn't grow on trees. They know life can be hard and you have to earn what you get. But that's not what anybody wants to hear. So we get the political system that promises people the world in exchange for votes and power and comforting words. And it's no wonder why this country is going down the proverbial toilet. So what can we do to change it? I honestly don't know. That change has to start with the people, because the politicians are a bunch of self-serving crooks. But to do that, the people have to become educated. And I don't mean just book educated. I mean learning how the world actually works, not just how they wish it did. They need to stop having their hands out, expecting the government to provide. They need to learn how to provide for themselves. Hard work has to stop being a bad word for everyone. They need to stop blaming everybody else for their problems and start figuring out how to solve them on their own. But I don't think that's going to happen unless something really awful happens to the nation first. Unfortunately, we live in a world where most people have never had to deal with actual sacrifice. And I don't mean forced sacrifice, I mean voluntary sacrifice. For this, I'm going to go back to World War II, where you had thousands and thousands of young men, and today that would be women too, who voluntarily signed up for military service on the front lines, knowing that they may very well be called upon to give their lives for their country. And the American people would see tens of thousands of coffins coming home, and that was seen as an acceptable loss because the fight was that important. Today, if a handful of our servicemen and women get killed, everybody wants to give up because we have no concept of acceptable sacrifice. And it was the American people who sacrificed too. They went and voluntarily worked in factories and organized scrap drives for the war effort. They scrimped and saved and gave money and bought war bonds because everybody wanted to do their part. Today, you would never see that. Today, people would never support any war, no matter how well justified it might be, and they'd certainly never sacrifice anything to make the war effort better. As a nation, we've given up. We've stopped seeing things as good for the country and only care what's good for us as individuals. We've become selfish and self-centered. That's why we haven't had any serious infrastructure spending in decades. It doesn't give us an immediate payback. Wait, it'll make things better for our children and grandchildren? Well, fuck them. I want stuff for me. If some future presidential candidate said that we needed to spend, and just to make up a big number, but $50 trillion on a project that would take 20 years, but at the end, we'd have unlimited power that would be cheap for everyone until the end of time, nobody would go for it. That candidate would get booed off the stage because no matter what they're promising, even if it's a good promise that's reasonable to accept, it doesn't benefit people today, so nobody wants it. Nobody wants to invest in the future anymore. If there aren't immediate returns, it isn't worth the sacrifice. And even if there are immediate returns, nobody wants to give any time, money, or effort towards a project. They just want it to magically work without negatively impacting their quality of life at all. And that's just not reality. This may be a tangent, but it explains why we're in such a mess politically and economically in this country. Everybody's attention span is less than 10 minutes. We're like that stupid goldfish memory myth. We can't remember anything beyond 3 minutes. And that doesn't say anything good about the American people, does it? So in the end, the reason we have Trump at the helm, which I still hold is better, marginally, than having Hillary there, is because we've allowed our political system to devolve to this point. We have no one to blame but ourselves. We don't demand anything better. We're willing to believe the stupid promises of the politicians instead of being critical and skeptical of the things they say, and at the end of the day, we still vote for them in droves instead of insisting a better class of candidate who will actually do the will of the people. Of course, we have to want something better too. We can't just have our hands out. We can't think only of ourselves and only of our own welfare. We have to think about the good of the nation as well, and in that, we've failed in our mission as citizens. Benjamin Franklin was entirely right when he said, "When the people find that they can vote themselves money, that will herald the end of the republic." The political left wanted exactly that when they voted for Hillary. The political right did the same thing when they voted for Trump. Both candidates sucked. We got what we deserved. Stop whining about it.